Now, it's been over 3 years, 3.5 years, a little bit more than 3.5 years that I arrived to France. And things have been going pretty well. I mean, if I want to complain, there's always room for complaints, but that's not really the place, nor is it the time. So what's the point? What am I doing today? The point is, I've learned two things since I arrived here in France. A, there's a ton of different things that I still don't know about the legal system, about how things are done here. And two, France has a lot of legal systems and protocols and hoops you have to jump through for doing every little thing, which is awesome, but that adds to my confusion more and more, seeing as, well, I do have some big plans and I need to go through them through the legal system to make sure everything is done by the books. Now, I'm recording this video right now in May of this year, in May of 2025. I currently plan to have a show of my own in October of 2025, which is it's a decent amount of time in between. However, when I was contacting and when I was finalizing the things with the venue, one of the steps that is required for me to follow was to send them certain information, which is normal, like the name, like the number of people, things of that nature. One of those things was something called a SIRET, SIRET, a number, which through my very incredibly rudimentary research is very basically a number that identifies you as an independent musician in France. So it basically means you go to a website and then you register your stuff. I think you have to send them, I believe, 5 original songs. Again, very basic research. And then they will analyze your case and give you a number that legally allows you to make money in France through music. This is an excellent idea because when you arrive into a new place and when you're trying to integrate into a new culture, new society, you need to follow the rules. And being officially registered as a musician in France, even though it's not my job anymore, it still keeps some of the doors open. You know what I mean? It still kind of allows me to experiment a little bit. I just realized I chose the wine aisle for this. I'm getting bananas. So, what do I know so far? I know that I really want to, and I've talked about it with the band, we want to see if we can do a show this October. I also know that creating that account and getting that number and going through all the paperwork for me technically isn't necessary. I can just do it and it's not considered illegal, specifically because in order for it to be tax declarable or deductible or something in that nature, it needs to make a certain amount of money, which I don't think we're going to do, specifically because this is a foray. It's a first step for me. This is a test of a test. It really isn't anything super serious or super professional in a way that I get all kinds of panicky and I feel I'm breaking the laws, or you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, should I do it? Will I do it? And can I do it? Now, should I do it? Probably not. It isn't something vital. Will I do it? I think I will. I did the most logical thing in this case, and that I asked my agent, my banker, I told him, hey, this is a situation, this is my status. I'm of course he knows everything, but I just reminded him that I professionally, I'm a university teacher, I'm an engineer for instructional design, all of that. And also on the side, I have this expensive hobby of doing music, so I want to see if I can do a show. The venue asked for this number. What do you think? Should I go through it, specifically because I want to have some other plans for this album? I'm releasing my next album at the same time as the show. That's the whole point of this show. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I think I talked about it in detail in this video here, like here. You can see it up there. And while you're there, if you could do me a super solid and, you know, do the YouTube thing, that would be unbelievably cool. Because while it is very easy to circumnavigate certain rules and regulations and protocols everywhere in the world, I don't think I'm sending the correct message to my world if I just completely ignored all of this. At least I should ask around, have like a better understanding of the situation and make the decision based on that. Specifically, if this is a question of money. Money is a big factor, it's a big deteriorator. You need to make sure that you're respecting it and what you're making is clean, for lack of a better word. Now, in my previous life, we would have people whose sole job was to do this, to follow the case, to book the venue, to handle the documents, to do all of these contract things. And my job and the band's job was essentially just go on stage, perform our hearts out, to entertain people and essentially be the music people, right? Now, it's obviously changed. I'm no longer I guess I don't want to say bound, but I'm no longer engaged with any sort of a conversation, contract, label, or anything. I'm completely independent, and that comes with baggages, good ones and bad ones. Good ones being I do whatever I want. I don't have to meet arbitrary deadlines and follow arbitrary protocol to just satiate some needs of some third party, but I also have to do pretty much everything from A to Z plus myself. That means I need to educate myself on the contract details. I need to book the venue, talk to the front of the house people, to the security people, to the ticket website, all of that. And on the other side, I need to make sure that the songs are ready. And this is just about the performance, by the way, not even about the album. The album is a completely different conversation. And it's exciting. It's really exciting. And I know if and when the time comes, the band will step in and help me out. But still, I need to make sure everything goes according to my plan, which is a very scary thought, specifically because, you know, when you're doing something of this scale the first time, even though it's not a large scale concert compared to what I used to do, there is still room for error and margin of error that I want to avoid as much as possible. For today, my plans, I contacted the people I could contact. I asked them the questions that I could ask, and now I have to wait and see, wait and read their answers and act accordingly. Until from now, I have around 10 days to write the contract with the venue. And if I don't oblige, they're going to just give the date to another project. And it's really rare for me to hear that stages and venues and places like this are booked this early on. It's exciting, it's really scary, but it was still really novel. So I'm gonna wait for my banker to give me the final result, which I'm going to assume he's gonna probably say it's a good idea to have that account just in case, because my first and only mission since I immigrated here has been to keep a very clear law. If anybody is watching this and they are thinking about, or they are in the process of leaving their home countries and living somewhere else, keep your log or your logs clear as much as you can. You'll never know when you will need to make sure everything that you've been doing or you will have been doing until a certain moment is pristine and clear. And well, I have another obligation to fulfill for today, which probably is going to be the subject of the next video. If you've been watching this video until this moment, I passionately, humbly, and deeply thank you. I wish you nothing but a lot of success and good stuff and happiness. Stay safe, stay sane, wherever you are, whenever you are, and I'll see you very soon. Take care now, and peace! J'en ai qu'à te souvenir, j'en ai rien.